Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got that awful t-shirt.
In order to continue watching this video, you're going to need the copper key. And in order to get the copper key, you gotta solve puzzles.
To begin, check my subscriber count. Convert my subscriber count to binary code. Go to exactly 3 minutes and 17 seconds in
Don't
this
click
video.
away. Don't
Paste
click
the
away.
binary code into the
I'm
comment
breaking
section.
character.
Press play. Play through each screen like a board of This game is the most interesting related to crime. So click
Whenever you die, you even though it's just unforgiving, you find out despite literally what I have right here, the instant I even see that power sitting at the distance, the fact that I am being given that power is a dead giveaway of what I have as an athlete. I love and overnight for me to find out that
He suggested
I ran around the festival for 20 minutes.
Why won't you die? Get out of my life!
Man doesn't look to be able to give
actually triggers a bribe. I mean that area where you have to run away from the scene while dodging a variety of different obstacles in the show style. And it's good job.
apparently not enough.
But it's good enough.
The issue with that was once again only one person could play at each player had to carefully organize their lives.
So in conclusion, Ready Player One system poorly thought out. They really could not get anything. What they did get right was the concept of the absolute mandatory. I love the idea of just these complex puzzles, having to figure out what game it's even in. It was fun. It is a genius idea, making it actually, challenging, maybe a little bit tricky. Then they left it up to the developers to come up with how these puzzles should be laid out. And they were such a mixed bag. You got Jailbreak, which was utterly ridiculous, almost completely based on luck. Invading forces wasn't so bad. It was actually pretty easy. Aside from the fact that you had to avoid getting killed, but yes, it wasn't a total pain. And then Hexaria was completely fair, really. It was how it should be. It was a really big, cryptic puzzle. And pretty much no play at all. Come to think of it, I think the keys actually got easier over time. And then on top of that, you had the community to be able to handle it as well.
It's about it's not that special, but it's just getting personal information. And you'll make the rest of our fans, because we had a person that did a lot of tries that I did.
So yeah, in conclusion, Ready Player One gets A from me. As you know, that's not a good thing. I don't need to go through that again. It's bad. Another one. So let's you don't really get a good stuff that we found here, so I guess I'll name you Spider Egg. It really didn't bother something is stupid in Ready Player One. I'll just do this.
It's all about the final boss, baby.
Now they're actually useful in order to progress.
Whatever. Go now. Have a nice day, fellas. Always remember, Ready Player
The final stretch of the Lord boss fight. You have to fight a gigantic crow in this cool looking net. Isn't that amazing?
I'm gonna be honest here, and his boss fight is fairly disappointing. It wasn't awful by any means, it's much better than any previous boss fight, but it's just so lacking. Mostly due to the fact that you're told to wait for your teammates even though you don't have any, so you're stuck there for good until you reach your team. I'm sure this was fixed out later on the plan to get the thing.
With that out of the way, let's talk about how this boss fight actually works. To begin, you have to wake up a morning by placing a bunch of TNT around, and after doing this, you need to hop in various different cannons to ram into a more life floating in the air. Doing this will trigger a more final transformation, which turns him into a glowing egg with wings and an eye.
In order to finish him off, you need to place down even more TNT around the crystal surrounding him. Be careful though, because the TNT can still blow up in your face if you aren't quick enough. After setting each crystal out, there can be power to use a gigantic spike to spread around into further reverberating this thing.
Completing this boss fight will reward you with aiming, and your adventure comes to a close. There it turns back into a more miraculously turns back into a more ferocious fight just being murdered brutally, and everyone lives happily ever after.
Now that your journey has come to an end, you may collect your final reward, the feathered fabric egg. Oh yeah, there's also a little winter. Basically just getting on after we can get this present egg, but let's be real, I don't think anybody cares at this point. We made it to the end of this one. Wrap it up.
Not exactly.
We still got one more
It didn't feel quick. You guys like puzzle pieces? In order to unlock World 6, you're going to need 11. I'm not going to go too in on how to get one. But the difficulty of each piece varies heavily. It could be anywhere from redoing this entire Nuggets 1 and Easter Boy finales, or it could be just as easy as finding
Doing all this will probably take you some time, but it's worth it, trust me. Probably.
So yeah, doing this stuff is relative to actual final world in a fraction of space. This world right here, it's just wow, it's fantastic. I find the design of characters incredibly interesting for multiple reasons. For starters, a lot of structures you see in fraction space are actually unused in old content from early in the game's development. I think efficient, I guess.
Additionally, there's a fair amount of references to older egg hunts to be found here, like the main island from Egg Hunt 2013, and even Lucky Lapin from 2014.
As for what this world is actually about, though, it's super abstract and challenging obstacles. It's not challenging in an unfair way, as it offers checkpoints to lay down fun challenge. There's really not too much to say about the obstacle course itself, but once you make it to that final stage of the zip line with hundreds of golden eggs, you're in the very right. Once you approach the inside of the castle, 15 egg lies before you, and only then is your turning final.
Actually, there's technically a World 7, since the finale of the Ready Player One event actually took place in this egg hunt. Epikrika, Rika, are you okay? Rika? Rika? It's okay.
So in conclusion, if I could use one word to describe XR 2019, I would say depressing. I can't think of the word playing in a soulless way makes them completely gone. It feels like they need one last take on for the sake of saying they made one rather than because they actually cared about it. Like all the third-party games had zero substance in their objectives. I just felt like they threw in the eggs so they could get a little extra clout on their game. And those who definitely control what they pick either. With some games, dislike ratios clocking in as low as
So in conclusion, HEYA 2018,
believe it or not, I would actually
easily way better than because at least 12 in 2017 it was praised in the past. Looking past all the nostalgia and stuff, it's like this is objectively higher quality, and yes, it's definitely flawed. It had some major issues at launch, but it was nothing that made the game unplayable. They fixed it quickly, so now I'm going to give one clap for every member on the dev team. I think there's like 18, so I'm going to do 18 claps.
If there's anything I forgot to say, I will say it.
This one gave me a good vibe. I don't know why. It was just nice building a little plane and just simple map. The tutorial was very final battle of Undertale. Fly up to this place here and get the egg.
And again, as I mentioned before, obviously there's people complaining about the quests, but I feel like the quests this year were a big improvement compared to last year. There were a lot of just really boring and tedious quests last year. This year definitely had some boring and tedious quests of its own, but I feel like it balanced it out with a lot more interesting ones, some really crazy and complex ones, just all kinds of interesting stuff. And then of course you've got the just incredibly built maps. I mean, seriously, it's like 2017 amplified by 100. They've got very good.
This one was really good.
I'm just pulled into my neighbor's driveway, so maybe I should be a little bit more quiet. You get the idea. HEYA 2018 was very good. I loved every moment of it, or most moments of it. I really don't even know what to say. If I have anything more to say, I'm going to put it in text on the screen. So here's something more I have to say. Here's another something more I have to say. There's something. Probably something around here. All kinds of stuff. And that means I'm to determine the keyboard to make. And honestly, I really cannot be mad at you this time. I'm going to plug the 40. I will gladly spare you.
It's just another game that fetch quests and run around and talk about people and stuff, return things. It's whatever.
And now this key just came off the keyboard, and it's a sign. This key signifies that I never wanted to pause, and I never wanted to take a break when doing this extra, because it was just that good. It was like a beginning. I didn't even plan that. That was just a gag I made up on the spot. Thank you, keyboard. You really did me a solid here.
I guess this is about special videos and special occasions.
Everyone loves it.
I guess I'm gonna do the actually showing my hair somewhere on that you guys logically on me do so bad or worried. So here you go.
People would stay
as for
with
the game
tutorials,
itself,
so we're just gonna do that.
Where do I need to
See
begin?
what I was up to.
If you recall stories from before, the gameplay is like that.
What if
Just
we were to
constantly
kill
getting stuck on
absolutely
invisible
everyone?
walls in a
Well,
linear
don't.
story
It's
while
kind of
you
a
wait
waste
for the
of
game to
time.
go
The
through some
genocide route is
painfully slow
specifically designed to be
dialogue.
super
And the best
grindy
part
and
is that
annoying
it's
just
fully
to punish
voice
you for
acted
doing
this
it.
time.
And all you
And
get
the
out of
main
it is
voice acting is
cool
done
boss
by
fights in exchange for a whole lot of missions. So don't do it. We're done.
I mean, no disrespect to the guy, but he is not a good voice actor at all.
So in conclusion, yeah, Undertale is incredible, in my opinion. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I could really go on about it for hours, which I'm not going to do because that would take a very long time to edit. Like, there were so many extra details and stuff I left out, mostly because I don't want to edit anymore. And I get it, people are sick of hearing about how much of a masterpiece it is, but like, I say give it a chance if you haven't already. Even if you've been spoiled on every single little thing there is, every story aspect, all the funny Easter eggs and stuff, all of that, I would say it's still worth experiencing yourself, just for the battle mechanics, you know, just play, you know, it feels so good to actually be doing it all yourself instead of watching someone else do it or reading about it or something. Just look at me. I played through this game completely, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, messed around with the debug mode. Like, I have way too many hours played on this game on multiple platforms. Play it! Unless you don't want to, then don't. But if you don't want to, because a lot of people like it, then
from 2018 again.
kind of hopeless at that point. So make sure to leave in the comments anything. I don't really care. I'll have something to ask you. If there's anything I forgot to say, like another joke I wanted to make or something, then I'll just jump over it here.
Because this was a good game, I am going to
extra
give you
life because I really didn't want
Get
to
it?
do this all over. These games know exactly what they're doing, and I'm ashamed that I fell right into its trap. But I hope I can make up for it.
And now I'm gonna do the pros and cons thing again, and I am out of here. Bye-bye.
After all, so you do an easy boss fight, get it, and that's that. All in all, I can safely award this a hearty 0 out of 10. Genuinely, you should all be ashamed. I should probably start mentioning this more, but this is one of those games where I kinda just dropped in with no quest instructions whatsoever. What you're apparently supposed to do is place this special item on your boat and survive around with it. That's it. Good job. 4 out of 10. I swear we already did this one, but I guess that was a different zombie game. I'm going insane. So, it's a functional boss fight. Whoop-de-doo. 5 out of 10. Oh man, yeah, I really needed my simulator fix again, you know? Maybe just give me a couple thousand more. I'm really enjoying myself. So it's the usual tactics you'd expect to see here. Before you can do the main mission, it's gonna give you a bunch of normal ones to try to get you hooked on the game to play later. It's very transparently for advertising and not much else. And this applies to the whole dev hunt format at large too. I'm aware that's the point, but I don't exactly respect it. Anyway, eventually you get to the main point, the boss fight, which there can only be one of at a time. I worried at first that it may be one person at a time, but thankfully it's one group at a time at least, which is somewhat better, but this still had me waiting a lot longer than I should have been. The fight itself is fine, your projectiles just kinda act as homing missiles as long as you click on the thing at all, so now would be another good time to bust out the auto clicker. Kill it and get the egg, moving on, 5.5 out of 10. First step is going to these Easter egg island things and randomly finding 5 eggs to place on these podiums. Once you do that, you get the egg instantly, actually. This must have been changed in the middle of development or something, because it still takes you to this crazy boss fight, which I am thankful is completely optional for getting the egg, because if it was required, I'd never be getting this. Follow the Northern Lights. Somehow that is supposed to lead you to here, which took me a good 30 minutes of roaming around, getting beaten up by people, and asking my friends for help on its own, and then you gotta beat this obby, which was just an insane difficulty spike for me. I'm just gonna let the sped up footage keep going and speak for itself, because, yeah. While I can't objectively judge how much was genuinely unfair and how much was me being bad at this game that I've never played before, I think it's at least safe to say that this game's physics just weren't made for this sort of thing at all. With the whole momentum mechanic, the fall damage, and the way other players are still free to shoot at you here as they please. This time around, my low rating isn't a matter of it being poorly made, it just was not fun in the slightest. 4 out of 10. It's TDS, you know the drill. Just a special egg themed round and it plays like TDS, which is not a bad thing because I like how this game plays, but there's not much to say about it. 6 out of 10. And with all 49 games done, it's finally time to eagerly await getting the Fabergé egg when this event is all done for completing all of the game. Wait.
I flopped around for 20 minutes in this quirky, well, so random game to no avail and got no egg.
I never finished Flop. There you go, little noob. I gave you your funny egg. This is humiliating. I'm getting out of here.
So in conclusion, Egg Hunt 2020 was, what's the word I'm looking for? It was garbage. My experience with it was somehow even worse than last year's, mainly due to the lack of a lobby and other original single-player content. And it would have been even worse if I wasn't using the developer-made hub to kind of glue it back together. And look, I'm not gonna waste any time trying to get the old format back because I get it. They're not budging on that. This is the thing they do now. I get it. Whatever. You keep asking for feedback on how to actually improve this whole format. So my first piece of advice is, please just stop. Just let this whole thing die. But no, you gotta keep it going because it makes people happy, even though it is quite literally not doing that at all. But okay, let me level with you here. Let me move over to your little fantasy world where people actually enjoy this. If you must, the least you could do is lower the amount of games involved. Cut it in half. Have it be 25 at least. Maybe even lower than that, because the core fundamental problem here is way too many options, way too many people having to get involved. I get that this is just an advertising scheme or whatever. You want the opportunity for developers to be able to show off their games, but you want quality over quantity here. What you get with this format is a bunch of developers desperately trying to convince you in a short amount of time, 15 minutes or less, that their game is worth playing. Even just letting them have 2 eggs in each game by cutting it in half would make each one feel just that much more meaningful. And if you could keep cutting it at half more and more, just get a reasonable amount, it might start to feel more playable. And if you could find some way to bring back the lobby and stuff, like, come on, you're a massive corporation, it's not that big of a deal. But there's my advice. If you really want to keep doing this, if you really think it's a good idea, if you had some part in this event, because I know everyone's gonna see this, don't take this personally. I'm not trying to burn any bridges or anything. I just, I really did not enjoy this much at all, as is the case with a lot of people. But I think that sums it up. So, yeah, you goofed up again, and I'm going to go away now.
In spite of the strides of physical culture, the practice of sports such as tennis, football, running, cycling, swimming, flying, floating, riding, hitting, tennis of all kinds, diving, flying, sports of all sorts, autumn, summer, winter, tennis of all kinds, hockey of all sorts, penicillin, Sardinia. In a word, I resume flying, gliding, golf over 918 holes, tennis of all sorts, in a word, for reasons unknown.
Oh dear. I feel like there's been a disturbance in the time-space continuum. Weird.
The music in this game sucks. It really does though, like New Leaf was so much better. Who did this? Hire me. I'm music. All my villagers just said epic. Oh.
Oh no, I touched my face. Is there another one? There we go. This is better than the Roblox egg hunt, honestly. Oh, that was a close one. Almost went in the water. So bright. Stop. Leaf. Leafy. Not the YouTuber, but the BFDI character. RIKA and their natural habitat. RIKA and their natural habitat. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna drop this thing too. Whoops.
things that we each know a lot about.
Yeah.
Knowledge.
Yeah. I'm Kiwi. Hi. I'm green.
So because this video is going to require the use of hands, you know what time it is.
Wow, Madeira always bringing the magic. Oh my god. Blah, blah, blah.
For suits, I was gonna make like the joke that, you know, we still have suits, but you guys will never know. But that didn't work. So instead, all of the scenes where it's like obvious that we're not each other, but it's black and white. So enjoy that.
So because this is obviously my channel and my video.
Yeah, your video.
That means that I should go first.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I like that logic. So you go first as in like you read from this device or that device?
Do you want me to read my questions for you, Kiwi, or would you like to read me your questions for me?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, your question. Your...
Bird. Oh, I don't see a bird, I just hear one.
Bird. False alarm. Still no bird. So in conclusion, Outside was probably one of the worst games I've ever had the displeasure of playing. I mean, right off the bat I noticed that despite the game mode being set to spring, it was freezing cold out here. I could barely move my hands around. That's why I was in a fully zipped up jacket for a while, although I eventually took it off. There's really nothing to do, you just kind of exist in this little area. For a while I wasn't even able to get out of this chair, right? Like, it's just, I don't know, dude. At best, it's pretty to look at for a while, and at worst, it's a barren wasteland because of all the people boycotting it and stuff. It's just like, there's nothing to do here. So, wouldn't really recommend playing this until this whole thing blows over. But, you know, well, it was nice to see what all the fuss is about, I guess, because I'm a rebellious person. I did the thing that people aren't doing. I am quirky. So thanks for watching. Hope you tune in next time for maybe a quickie, or maybe the Roblox egg hunt, or I could just go back to the Animal Crossing egg hunt. I'm gonna do that actually. Happy April Fools. I love you.